Hi, welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I am your host, Eric Knowles. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. You see me here smiling and laughing because I'm excited. And this is the member connection. And this is where we help grow small businesses here in Miami-Dade County, Black businesses, small business, minority-owned business, women-owned businesses. It's what we do day in and day out. Our mission is to provide economic and social transformation in our community. And we do that every day. And I'm excited. I'm about to jump out my seat because we're talking about money today. You know, small businesses, you work hard, you struggle, and it's all about, providing for your family, providing for those things, paying for your car, paying your mortgage, paying your rent. And we have Miss Jacquelene Austin, manager over here, let me get it right, economic development manager at MD, Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust. And we have none other than the senior director of member services, all things at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Matthew Pigatt. How you all doing?
Great. Loving life. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you all here because we're here to talk about what's happening at MD. We've been partners with MD and my good friend Bill Diggs for the last several years, and not only providing support or technical service. I'm gonna let Jacquelene start and tell us a little bit about MD.
Well, the Economic Development Unit, we oversee a grant program for small businesses in Miami-Dade County.
Okay.
And our grant cycle is currently open.
Okay.
It's open until April the 6th, 5 p.m.
And a grant program? What is a grant?
It's money to help you scale and provide additional services to the community through your business. And we're offering service grant program for nonprofit and for-profit businesses.
Okay. And I know, Matt, obviously we work together every day in providing technical assistance. We talk about grants and, businesses, they struggle and it's finding the money.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, what was that movie? Show me the money. Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're the guy that's out there helping to connect the dots to organizations like MD that shows the money. You want to talk about what that looks like?
Yeah. So access to capital is one of the major problems that a lot of small businesses have. They need money to buy equipment, to buy inventory, to hire employees. So there's always a need for cash flow coming into the business. And some businesses, while they may have revenue or on a regular basis or it goes ups and down, sometimes they need assistance to get more equipment, more software to help them be able to scale their operations. And that's where capital come into play. And capital comes in, and really when you talk about access to capital, you're really talking about either loans, which you have to pay back with interest, or grants. And grants is a very small pool of money that's available to small business owners by partners like Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, some foundations, some organizations provide grants. And what we like to do as a chamber, our focus, like I said, we're on economic development and prosperity. We want to make sure that our members, our clients are ready to access that capital. So a grant program like Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, we love their program. Like, it's one of the very first grant programs that we make sure our clients are prepared for, because their application process is not just a process so that you can get either a $2,500 grant as a startup or $10,000 grant as a more established business over 3 years. But that application process, make sure you have all the things that you need, as you like to say, at back office.
You got to have the back of your house together, because otherwise you're just playing business.
Exactly.
As a playing house.
Exactly.
So I'm going back. Go ahead.
And that's what we do. We make sure that businesses, first of all, are aware of these opportunities across Miami-Dade County, but they're ready to take advantage of them. And this grant program that MD has, we make sure that they have their local business tax receipts, they have their financial statements, and they know how to tell their story as a business, to where people like Jacquelene, like, you know what, we want to support this business accomplish their dreams. So that's what we do at the chamber, is sit down one-on-one with those businesses, find out where they are, and help prepare them to get to a point where they can be competitive and win the grant.
So Jacquelene, I mean, we've been doing this now for the last 3 years.
Yes.
That MD has been providing these grants. What would you say is the biggest challenge that you see when businesses are coming to you? We want the grant. I've been in business for 3-4 years. I'm just starting my business. What is the biggest challenges you see that actually impedes them from winning a grant?
The biggest challenge I see is they don't have their tax returns. That's like one of the major issues that a lot of businesses don't have. They're not properly filing, or they're not filing at all.
That's interesting that you say that, because actually just a few months ago, a gentleman came into our office and was sitting with Matt. And he had been in business for several years. And we were talking about his business, and we were talking about, I forget exactly what it was, but the fact is we couldn't really help him because he hadn't filed his taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's one of the biggest challenges.
And, a lot of people, they, in particular, small businesses, they think, well, I'm going to hold on to this money because it'll help me do whatever it is that I'm doing. But in the long run, it's hindering you, in particular, if you're trying to grow your business.
It does, especially if a lot of businesses receive cash payments. They don't report it, and then it hurts them in the long run, because it's not showing that you make an adequate amount of revenue to support you getting loans or grants.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one of the problems. So a lot of business owners, when they do business, they're like, this is going to save me money because I can report a loss, or they just don't file taxes. And the problem with that is, if you want to access capital, remember, access, that means you need to get into that door. Most of these people that lend money, that provide grants, they want to know that you're legitimate. And their evaluation of your legitimacy is based upon what you tell the government, because they believe what you tell the government, you're not going to lie on the government. Whatever you tell the government, you can tell us, we can trust that. Right. And that's the key. We need to trust, and they need to trust that you're doing your due diligence and you are telling the reporting to the government, so that I can trust you as a private institution, as a bank. I can then trust you.
And the one thing that you just said, you're not paying your taxes, so you're showing a loss because it's a cash business, and cash is coming in. And so some of those payments are by credit card, some of them, however they're getting paid, but then you're showing a loss. But you're saying, well, I've been in business, I've been making money, but at the end of the day, now you go to the bank, they're not going to give you any money because you're not showing a profit.
Yep.
Right. So that's one of the hardest struggles with us. And like you always say, their back office is not together.
Okay.
So that is a struggle also. We have people who sometimes you're in and out of being registered. On some bids you're registered this year, and next year you're not. You ain't got to be reinstated. So we kind of wonder, like, are you really in business?
Okay. We're going to get into that back of the house, because I talk about it all the time. I think almost every time we're on our Tuesday Zooms, the back of the house comes up. So we'll see you on the other side.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates, and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and we're talking about the back of your house. We ain't talking about the trees and the grass and the plants in the back of your house. We're talking about your business side of the back of your house. Do you have your accountant? Do you have your marketing? Do you have your public relations? Do you have your finance in order? Do you have your EIN? Do you have your local tax numbers? And most of businesses fail of securing capital because they don't have those things in order. And the pandemic was probably one of the biggest pictures that showed how many businesses were not operating legitimately. You weren't able to access PPP, you weren't able to access EIDL because you didn't have the back of your house together. Let's talk about that. Like you said, that is one of the biggest challenges you see. Businesses coming in, wanting to access capital through the grants. Talk about that a little bit.
I think that's why it's more important that they definitely keep in contact with someone like Matt, a technical assistance partner, and he is our top technical assistance partner. So
what does that mean?
That means that most of our grant winners come from chamber members or people who have connected with Matt to get assistance for their grant,
Okay.
through their grant application. So that is, if you're not a member, become a member because you need that.
Yeah.
So he definitely cracks the whip and helps them get the back of their house in order. But we do see a lot of business owners struggle. They don't have an EIN number. They've never registered.
What is the EIN number?
Well, you need an EIN number for your income taxes.
Okay.
You need that to make sure that you're properly reporting your business as a legitimate business with the IRS. So you need that, and a lot of businesses don't have it. And it's shocking when we see grant applications and it's like, you've never applied to get an EIN number. They don't have a local business tax receipt. They don't know even how to obtain it.
Wow. And, again, we're great at doing what it is that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're saying we're in business, but in reality, we're not in business.
Right.
Basically, it's a hobby for the most part. Matt, talk about that a little bit more. And obviously, every day you providing technical assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the things that you see that are impeding people from moving forward.
Yeah. So you got to look at a business as though it's an institution, and you're building an institution, and you're building an institution in the United States of America, in the state of Florida, in Miami-Dade County, and the government manages institutions within this jurisdiction. So when you file for a business, if you're going to be an actual business institution and not just a hobby where you're making money, you have to tell the state of Florida and register on SunBiz that, hey, I have this business. This is how it's structured, so that you can, and the government want to know that because they have their own reporting requirements about business growth and development. Then you have to go to the federal government. And just like when you're born in America, you have a social security number. You got to go and get your EIN number you're basically birthing that business, that institution. And that's how you file taxes. Just like we personally file taxes, your institution has to file taxes. And then if you want to take advantage of local programs, local opportunities, if you want to do business with the local government, you need to go to that local government, Miami-Dade County, or the city that you're in, and tell them, hey, I established and birthed this business in your county, and here's my information so you know. That lays a foundation for you to be recognized by the governing institutions of businesses. Once you have those documents in place, then you have to do your due diligence each year to make sure those registrations stay up to date, that you're filing your taxes with the government. And that's literally the majority of having the back of your office in place when it comes to registering the government. The other piece are your financials.
Right.
And that's making sure that you're able to see for yourself how money is coming in and out of your business. Because when you go after a grant, when you go after a program, they want to see how money is coming in and out of your business. So making sure you have a bank account, so it's an institution to say, okay, this is where I'm putting my money at. And then you can look at financial statements that show how that money is coming in and out. If you have those things in place, you are ahead of the large majority of businesses, and you are basically capital ready. The only other piece that many people want to see is like a business plan. And that's really a document. And for grant purposes, they have questions to find out how you talk about your business. Because these people, they don't know your business.
Right.
They just want to know if it's a legitimate business and if that money's going right and you're okay with the government. So that business plan or that narrative informs these reviewers about what the business is. What are you doing? What are your products and services? What do you need to make that money? And why are you requesting these loans funds? And how are these funds or grant funds help you in making more money? Because they want you to make money because they want their money back.
Right.
And in a grant, they want people that they can showcase.
Right.
And show that your tax dollars, because this is county funds,
and
are doing
that's
well.
where I was going to go, because if your business is successful, you're contributing to the tax base.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not being successful, it's a business that's gone belly up and you're not contributing. And the other thing you kind of mentioned, setting up the right entity for your business. You know, there's subchapter S, there's different levels of how you set up, and that's important as well.
Yep.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
So I'm not an accountant.
No,
and that's one thing that we clear about. We don't give accounting advice. We don't give legal advice.
Right. Exactly. But that's a part of that back of the house.
It is.
And to your point, go ahead.
It is. But yeah, you have a LLC, you have corporation, an S corp, and sole proprietor. Those are the four major structures for a business. And you choose that based upon basically tax liability. How do you want to be taxed? How do you want to manage the company? So we always advise clients who are looking to start a business to speak with a tax representative, get a picture of their personal funds, what the business is, and then make that decision based upon their tax liability, which is the best structure for them.
Right. And I know Jacquelene mentioned that, you know, the chamber has probably been the leading entity and members receiving grants. What I know the actual process is starting now. What should people be doing to prepare themselves to prepare to receive a grant?
They should
or apply, I should say.
They should first be attending our grant workshop.
Okay.
So this year we have changed the structure a little bit. You have to attend a workshop to get access to the application.
Okay.
So,
and when and where are those workshops?
So we actually have another workshop tomorrow online, and then we have
Tomorrow will be Wednesday, and we won't be on there.
Thursday.
On
Thursday
of next week,
March 12th.
So we have So then we have another sponsored workshop, which is March the 26th.
Okay.
Hosted by the chamber.
And that's going to be where?
At North Dade Library at 5:30 p.m.
North Dade Library in Miami Gardens. At 5:30, and it's a workshop on how to prepare and how to get yourself ready to apply for this grant.
Yes.
Anything else, Matt, that you want to throw out to our audience?
I just want to give kudos to Miami-Dade County, the mayor, and also the commission and MDEAT for making sure they're putting our tax dollars back into these businesses. MDEAT has provided over how much in the past 3 years?
Over $500,000.
Over $500,000.
Over $500,000 in grants that have been provided by MD, the county, as Matthew said, the mayor and the commissioners. And we just appreciate it. How can someone get in touch?
You can get in touch with us at through our website at www.miamidade.gov/MD, or you can email us at economicdevelopment@miamidade.gov.
Okay, you heard it. And you heard that on March 26th, to be at North Dade Library in Miami Gardens on 183rd Street. It's going to be a pot of gold sitting over there, but you can't get it unless you show up and learn how you can get it. If you want to know more about the chamber, you go to m-dcc.org, or you can call us at 305-751-8648. We'll see you on the other side.
Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.